Hello, today I'm going to talk about bleeds and safety zones and trim edges in Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator and how to create them. As you can see in this illustration over here and the brief description, so you've got your 1.52 text safe margin or graphic safe margin. You got a trim edge is where the edge of your design will be trimmed off, and you got a bleed that extends past this trim edge, which always should be at least 0.125, and your safe zone should always be 0.125. You can always come back to the start of this video to reference the verbiage on the left here for a refresher. Now I'm going to show you how to do it in individual programs. So first we'll start with InDesign. So you want to go New, Document. We're going to set whatever the document size you are. So I'm going to use 8.5 by 11 as an example. I'm just going to have one page. You can set your margins, preset them. So that's 0.125, which gives you your safe zone. And you want to set your bleed so that if you click on it, you see 0.125 pops up because they go in increments of that. And these are the lock symbol, so it makes all the settings the same. So make sure these are always clicked. So you want to create it. And you can see, as in the diagram on the previous page, you got your safe zone, your trim edge, and your margins, your bleed edge. So that's for InDesign. So we're going to minimize InDesign. And we're going to go to Photoshop. So again, you're going to go File, Create New, and here you're going to switch it to inches, and you're going to type in whatever size your file is. In this particular case, I'm just going to go 8.5. Sorry, I'm going to go 8.75 by 11.25. And the reason for this being is because 8.5 by 11 is my final trim size, and I want 1/8 of an inch added all the way around. So that would be 875 by 1125. I'm going to switch my resolution to 300, and RGB or grayscale or CMYK, whatever color method you just decide on. You can go a white background, a transparent. Let's leave it at white for now. So I'm going to hit create. So you notice it's coming up at 875 by 1125. So the best way to do this in Photoshop would be to go to your 0.125. And you can see where the ruler is telling you. So you can get fairly close there. An 8.6. And there. So that represents your working area. This area outside the guides represent your bleed. And if you want to do your safe zones as well, you can also do it at 0.25. 11. And there. So now that's your safe zone where you won't have to worry about any type being cut off. And that's how you do that in Photoshop. Let's go to Illustrator now. So again, I'm going to go into inches, 8.5 by 11. I make sure this is clicked, and I want to apply my bleed of 0.125. And I hit create. Sometimes Illustrator is a little bit bulky to load. It's a very heavy program, but here we are. So you can see that I have my 8.5 by 11 where it's going to be trimmed. The red represents my bleed. So anything you want to be cut off, extend past the trim zone. And again, if you wanted to add margins, you would just go in and put your safe zones in, like so. And there you have it. So that's how you do the bleeds, safe zones, and trim inside of Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. Thank you very much.